What's going on, people? Welcome to the show. We are live today. This is Mindset Ready Grow. We got a fantastic show for you today. Our topic today is what's done is done. There's more to come. Keeping the faith after the fall. If you've had a fall in business, if you had a fall in life, fall in your marriage, fall in whatever you thought your dreams were going to be, we're going to encourage you today how to keep your faith, how to keep it moving, give you some tips and tricks to keep making it through life. You don't want to miss this. Make sure you share this out with your friends and family. Let them know the show is going down right now. We are live today. Mindset Ready Grow. Me and my special, extra special, good friend, guest, special co-host,
Woo!
House.
There
We've
it
been
is.
for like 10, 12 weeks now. We're going to take a little break after this. This is our last show, guys. So make sure you tell everybody to tune in. I forgot to say that. This is our last show until the fall. We're going to take a summer break. So we're going to give you guys a good one. Make sure you guys tune in. Tell your friends to tune in. It's going down.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, that's it right
How
there.
it goes down. Mindset, ready, grow. Thank you, everybody,
Girl.
for watching. Wherever you are, let us know where
I'm
you are,
outside
man.
today.
Wherever
Let
you
me
are.
show you this. I'm in District Heights today. 93. Let me see this.
Woo-wee.
Hold on. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Feels like 100. It's blazing hot. But I had to get
Dang.
outside to escape my kids, man. They just loud. They run around. I got little ones. They go, Daddy,
My
Daddy.
goodness.
Today I'm Daddy. I'm favorite today. I don't know. They clinging to me. So, I mean, I'm grateful
Dude,
for that. But I had to get a
you,
break outside. So I'm out
you
here
went out,
enjoying
you
it
got out of the fire and into the heat. Good
into the
gracious.
heat. Yeah.
What's the weather right now? I'm with you.
Yeah, 93.
I'm right around the corner from you, man. We gonna catch up before you get out of here. That's right. We gotta find when you leaving exactly. When?
I could be leaving tomorrow. Could be leaving
Oh
Saturday.
dang.
Yeah, I still got some
Hopefully
preparations
Saturday.
to make. So if I don't get them done
Okay.
between now and tonight, I have to wait until Saturday to get it
Yeah.
done.
Well, man, we got a great show for everybody, man. We're
Yeah,
before we take our break, we're gonna give you guys a nugget, and this show is always something, you know. If you're listening, you're really listening. There's something that you can use
somewhere.
somewhere. And I think life is about gathering as many tools as you can along the way. And wisdom allows you to put them in a toolbox to use them when you can. Kick it off, man.
Yeah, man. So what's done is done. There's still more to come, and that's the topic of today's show. And so what we want to do is talk about some of those failures that you might have had in life. And if you want to put some in the comments, please drop them in the comments. Give us some feedback and some obstacles that you might have had to overcome or that you're overcoming right now. This is definitely an interactive experience, so we don't want you guys just to sit and listen. We want you guys to give us feedback and everything, and log in too and tell us where you're joining us from. We've been reaching folks around the world, uh, so yeah, definitely drop that in there. But for me, when we talked about this topic, what kind of hit home is that I've had a lot of businesses. Rob's done a lot of things too in his career, man. We've all explored and tried to figure out, what we who we are and what it is that we bring to the world. And sometimes our hopes can get built up. I can tell you a quick story where I had put a lot of money into this investment. I had put a lot of money into this opportunity. It seemed like everything was lining up perfectly to get to this space. And then once everything was done and all the money was spent and everything was in place, it said let's go, let's launch. And we put a lot of effort into launching. And then it didn't get the response that I wanted to get. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep pressing. This is the dream, this is the vision. And then my wife said, I'm pregnant. I said, okay. Well, now I really got to press and I really got to get this thing to go because we need some extra money. Well, baby came. Money got diverted to diapers and formulas and clothes and all these other cribs and things.
Oh my.
Then my time, right? Oh my. And then the time started to get diverted to being at home and being with the kid and doing all these other things and helping her out. And I didn't have the time to put into the business. Then I had to make a decision. Do I keep pushing on this thing that hasn't really manifested the way I wanted it to, or do I give up? And so I personally, I shut it down. I let it go. It was a recording studio. It was a TV station network recording studio. We were inside of a facility that we had neighbors, and a neighbor had moved in right about the time we finished completing things, and they were really loud, just really, really loud. I tell them, hey, we're recording. You can't be that loud. It's going to come onto our microphones and our cameras and things. And just nothing. They wouldn't do anything. this is kind of weird though. But so I let it go in January, and went back to the space, and I was just kind of living no memories. And the guy who owned the building, I said, wow, what happened to the guy next door? The shop was closed down. 4 months later, the shop was closed down. I said, yeah, man, he was teaching karate. That's why they were so loud. He was teaching jujitsu and all these other things. So he was the instructor. He was 40 years old, died of a heart attack. 4 months after that, I said, oh my goodness. If I just would have held on those 4 months, not that I'm thankful that he had, but his shop closed down. I could have just waited those 4 months and the noise would have been away. The problem that was there, the obstacle that was there. And so if I would have just had the faith to keep going, even after those trips and stumbles and the noise and all these other things, I would have had the thing I needed. I could have even expanded into that space that he was in, because now nobody was there. So It's amazing how we give up right before the finish line. Last episode, we talked about climbing Mount Everest, and those last 10 meters being the hardest 10 meters because you've already exhausted yourself. You've already went through your supplies. You've already pushed all you can. You've already weathered the cold. Now you still got those last 10 meters. The air is even thinner. The temperature is even colder. All these different things that come in. But those are the ones that make it worthwhile, because if you don't do those last 10 meters, you never really say, I fully climbed Everest. I've made it to the top. You made it somewhat to the top. And so we just want to encourage you today to keep pressing that faith beyond the falls, beyond the things that happen, your business, your marriage, your social status, or whatever that might be. I believe your victory is just around the corner if you keep pressing on.
That's big. That's big. It's like I remember this image. There's this image, man, that I wish I could find. And it signifies like not giving up. Let me see if I can do this. Can you hear me right now? Okay. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Bam. See if I can pull it off. Nope, not gonna work. All right, well, fine. Forget it. Yeah, but we can kind of see it now. It's weird, but that picture, man, these people, the guy, man, it's like you're literally. I mean, you are literally so close, and you don't know. You have no idea how close you are. Like this guy is digging like crazy. He has no idea how close he is, and it's amazing because like we don't even know how close we are.
Right.
We don't know.
You don't
like
know.
You don't like. You didn't know that the gentleman was going to pass, and so there's no way. And rest in peace. That's terrible. Hate to hear that.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the image right there. And see, you know what I mean? Like you never know how close you are. Like you don't know. This guy is like he's right there, dude.
Yeah.
Like he could, if he spit on that thing might come down. Yeah. But he stopped. But what's interesting is how
there's another guy that's hungry and is chasing it down so fast he probably ain't gonna stop. He's gonna get it.
Man,
he all that his and your portion, right? His and yours.
His and yours. What's unfortunate about this is unfortunately if that guy from the bottom would have kept going, unfortunately there'd have been an avalanche on his head anyway.
It would have overtook him. There you go. Would have overtook you. Yeah.
But what can you do? Like where at in life are you? Where you are holding on to the past, or you're holding on to the weight. Mm-hmm. You're holding on to it in a way where it's weighing you down, and eventually you're going to give up. How do we endure? The concept is what's done is done. What that sounds like, Joshua, is surrendering. It sounds like surrendering an acceptance of the moment, which then gives you the fortitude to continue in it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something that's powerful. Listen, yesterday, somebody I know turned 61 years old. And so everybody's saying happy birthday. And to me, I said, you know what? I want you to understand something. It's your birthday, but you waited 22,276 days for this day to come. You waited that long. If somebody gave you a sentence and said, you're going to go to jail, you got to stay there for 22,000. Like you waited that long for this day to come. celebrate. This day hasn't come yet, right? This day. And so if we look at life that way, wow, I've waited for 25,600 and however old you are, 15,000 for this day to come. It gives it more weight. It gives it more something. You don't look at your past as like, I'm holding it back. No, that's how far I've projected. That's what I'm standing on. I'm standing on 22,000 days. I'm standing on that. You know what I mean? I've made it this high up. I've come to this point. Today is a powerful day for you. This is today. This is the moment. This is the present. This is the gift. Right?
The present is the gift. The present is the gift. That's why it's the same word.
Present is the gift.
The gift is the present, and that's not absurd. So the present is the gift, and the way you open it up is to live in the now. That's how you live in your gift right now.
Yeah.
So your present moment has everything you need. The past is already gone. In the future, you have to somehow believe. You can. But the present's right now, and it's happening while I'm rapping, fingers snapping, hands clapping. But, I love
that you always got music in your heart, man. I always got a song, man. I love
And listen, life is a song, man. And you think about it, this is the universe. Uni means one, verse means song. It means one song, man, all night long. End to the end. From infinity to infinity. Let's bring this back down here now. So what's done is done, man, right? Because I'm about to go off the planet and people be like,
key, right? Here's the key. What's done is done, but there's more to come.
Yes.
And that's the key right there. So when you look back and you say, today I'm this old, today I made it to this day, a lot has happened, it's done, but there's still more to come. So we have expectation, we have hope that there's still more to come. If we live a life where we have expectation and hope, we can push through whatever it is. It's when we lose that hope, when we lose our hopelessness, when we say, I give up. See, that's what happened in that business I described earlier. I lost my hope in it. I lost my hope that I could do these things. I had the weight of my child, the weight of needing to be there, the weight of all the carrying of the diapers and the things that was needed. And so I let this thing go. But see, it was more than just that, because even letting that go, not only did I let go of the dream, I let go of the space that I had successfully acquired. All the equipment I had, I sold all the equipment. It had no use for it anymore. I sold it off for pennies on the dollar. I took such a loss on that whole project. But even more than that, my spirit took a hit. Like, I just didn't want to do it anymore. Somebody say, hey, you want to come record something? Nah, I don't do that anymore. But it was actually something that I was good at. It was something that was inside me that came out. It was who I am speaking to the world. That's what it really was. I was able to create things. I had an eye that could just put things together. It was just a gift. And I started to say, I don't want to do the gift anymore because of the hurdle and the hassle that it was. And then the loss that came when I let go and gave up. In the photograph you showed, Rob, that guy was kind of old. He was tired. He probably threw that pickaxe down, said, I never want to pick it up again. I don't want to even talk about it ever again. Meanwhile, there's another guy that's chasing it down. He's like, anytime you give me an axe, I'm ready, because I know I can make success out of it, because he persevered. And that's the key, is the perseverance. It was never about my skill or my talent or ability. It was just longevity, lasting through. And here's how you know that, right? I'm sure if you look at your life today, there was a time, if not today, there was a time in your life where things were rough and hard. Things were insurmountable. Maybe it was just even high school, a test, a final that you were looking for. Your SATs or whatever, you thought, this is going to make or break me. I'm so stressed out. But it passed by you. It went through. You made it through. You made it to something else. You lost your home. You got evicted. You didn't know where you were going to sleep at. You were homeless. But you passed through that. Time continued to move forward, and so did you, and you passed through that. And so no matter what's coming towards you, there's going to be something else tomorrow. There's always rain and there's always sunshine. It's just a matter of time. So we just have to endure those things. Because right now I love the sun, but man, it's beating me up. It's hot. Look, I'm over here like TD Jakes. I'm hot. I'm sweating. Like,
praise him. Praise the Lord.
I need the towel, like, to wipe my head. Because it's hot. So while I love the sun, right now it's a little bit too much. And if it rains, I'm gonna be thankful for the rain. But let it rain for a week. Like, when's this going to end, right? So we always are in those types of seasons. The thing we need to do is to just endure, to keep hope, that say, hey, this rain's going to end. Right there, you go. Finish the race.
Finish the race, baby. Finish that race, boy. And listen, whatever's going on in your life, just don't give up, because the finish line is a great place to be. And listen, you don't got to be great to get started, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to get started to be great. Come on. That's good, man.
That's it.
Oh, that's good. That's good, dude.
You gotta get started.
I
Hey,
mean,
what's the first thing you do when you start a race? When at the beginning of the race, what's the first thing you do?
what do you
Get
say?
down, you get low.
Oh,
So
yep.
when you start the race, what's the first thing you do? You get down, you get low. You kind of nail. You gotta when you start off, man. You gotta get low. You gotta humble yourself. You gotta just kind of take a moment, take a breath, get ready, get set,
Yeah.
mindset ready, grow. Right.
Ooh,
And a lot
yep.
of times we don't want to humble ourselves. We don't want to kind of just come to a place of quietness, that stillness.
Say,
That
I
let me just
like
get low
that,
for a
dude.
second.
Get low,
Think
huh?
about it before I launch off. Yeah, you gotta get low. That's how they start the
Mm,
race. The rest of the
mm.
time, you standing up,
Like that?
pushing forward
Like
as
that?
hard as you can, like that, like that. You gotta
Woo!
get low. You
Yeah.
gotta get low, man.
Dang.
And so just remember that, like, when we start something, don't take that high, don't take that high eye. Let's call it that, the high eye. Let's take the low. Let's get low. Let's think about this thing. When you size something up, you know how you get down low and size it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. What you gotta do, size it up on the plane.
That's sick.
How you start it should be on how you finish.
Yeah.
It should be on how you finish, because if you should finish
I
last,
lost you. Uh-oh.
any plan to fail. And so the first thing is, you get that pen and paper and you get your head down. You start writing that stuff down. That's kind of your low posture. We write those things out so we can self-reflect and check. See, if I would have operated my plan properly, I would have said, did I hit this yet? Did I hit this yet? As all these things line up, if I say, yeah, all these things are lining up, then that means we got to hit this point here. There's no way we cannot, because everything else is lining up. They're not lining up. I say, well, listen, and I say I failed. I just need to fix these here that have been not in place in the first place. Because
I like
success
that
is guaranteed
self-reflection,
if
man.
I have a well-worked plan. Well, if I execute it and stay through it, it's going to happen.
Do you
Yeah.
you said something, man.
Good stuff, man.
You said, I mean,
It's encouraging me.
self-reflection.
I'm getting encouraged myself. Like, you know what? Yeah.
Self-reflection, dude. You said it. You know, self-reflection is huge, man. That's how you're able to check yourself. You know,
Yeah.
that's how you're able to check yourself when you self-reflect. I mean, that's there's no way to know where you're going
Thank you.
unless you check back, man. And so that's really good. That's really good. What's done is done. Where you go, only time will tell.
Mindset ready, grow. Get your mind right. Mindset ready, grow. Mindset ready, grow. Get your mind right.
Just get your mind right. I think by getting your mind right, you put yourself in a position to make better decisions. Making better decisions give you better outcomes. Better outcomes look like better marriages, better businesses, better bodies to live in. Better is good. Just about all the time. We got two Joshua Christos. Josh. This is good. Better, because two is better than one.
Better than one.
Mind right is give you better. Yeah, buddy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, tuning in. This will be our last show before the summer break of Mindset Ready Grow. We'll be back to drop even more seeds into the soil of your mind and soul. And the point behind these seeds are so that you can have ideas and insights that could help you make better choices, better decisions, give you better ideas so that you can have a better life. And your mind is the guider of all of that. Your mind, ladies and gentlemen, brain, it uses 25% of your body's energy. 25% of it. And only 2% of the body's mass. Very interesting. But 25% of your energy for the day is being used by the brain, the mind. And so how you use that brain and mind will determine a lot. Okay? And if you are using it in a healthy way, you'll get more done. And so I encourage you to think about what you're thinking about, because the less resistance you have in your mind, the less energy you have to use for thought. I'm going to say it again. The brain uses 25% of the body's energy, and only two
Wow.
and only 2% of the body's mass. But 25% of that energy is used by the brain. And most of that, just about all of it, is from thinking. And so your ability to think with least resistance will allow you to think deeper and better and use less energy. And so I'm going to give you a tip. I learned this actually a few days ago. Amazing. Curiosity, ladies and gentlemen, will allow you to absorb and comprehend faster. I think it was like 700%, 700 to 900% faster. Curiosity.
Hmm.
Why? Because the mind can only focus on one thing at a time. And while it's using the energy to process thought, when you have to debate and go back and forth, it takes a certain amount of energy. Curiosity is fluid. You're doing nothing, you're just open. So you're open and receiving. So you're growing without even knowing. You're not using energy to expand. And so curiosity leads to creativity, which leads to all those things. So I'm giving you that tip because
Yeah.
if you want to grow faster, get curious.
Get curious.
Get curious, ladies and gentlemen. Curiosity didn't kill the cat, it gave him extra lives.
Isn't it? You know, I love that, man. Listen, man, that's interesting though, man. I got little ones, and they get into all kinds of stuff. And a lot of times people try to reel their kids in, lock them down and say you're doing too much, you're touching everything. They're just curious, man, and they're learning. That's what you got to do. You got to give them that freedom to explore, find out what is this shape. My son, he's good for faces. He just look at stuff and you be like, okay, he's digging in. You really can see he's digging in. That's good stuff, though, man. Curiosity is helping them to learn.
Yes.
So today's topic, while we still got a couple more minutes left, is it's already what's done is done. There's still more to come. We want to encourage you to just keep pushing on, keep knowing there's still more to come. And I want you to also take stock of the important days, right? Every day is an important day, but some days are more important than others.
Yep.
And so for me, like the story I shared, that was an important day when I made that decision to say I'm going to shut it down. And it gives me a point to reflect on and to say, good, bad, ugly, whatever. It doesn't hold me hostage. It doesn't keep me in that space. It's just for me to reflect. We do that when our birthdays come along. Sometimes we'll go back and we'll look at the last year, or maybe on New Year's Day, we look at the last year and we say, what have we done in that time? And give us motivation to try to maybe change and grow. I want to tell you this quick little story to kind of have a little something that you can stick with. I read this story in the Bible, and God was bringing Israel across the Jordan River. And as they went across, the waters opened up and they were able to go on across on dry ground. But he said, hey, I want you guys to take 12 smooth stones from outside of this river, 12 smooth stones. And when you get on the other side, you're going to build an altar with those 12 stones so you can remember this day. What's amazing about that is that those 12 stones, nobody could ever go get those stones again because they were found at the bottom of the river. You would have to swim all the way down to the bottom of the river, somehow hoist a stone up out of the water while you're trying to swim to do the same thing that they accomplished. It was a moment that can never be accomplished again. And he said, build something here that will always be there to say, we took these from the bottom of the river, a place that nobody else could ever go. Only we could go there. Only we were able to get there to do this thing. And this is a monument to show that we were able to do those things with God's help. And so when you go through whatever you're going through, it's okay to take photographs or memories. I do that a lot because, I'm a photographer and do video, but I always capture the memories. Even though we might not look at them for years to come, I love how Apple or Android will come back and say, this was today 2 years ago. And we see these moments in history and say, wow, I just took videos of that day for no reason, but that just happened. And it keeps it in our memory. It keeps bringing us back to that to say where we were, how we grew, maybe how we changed positively or negatively for course correction. This is back to the same thing we talked about last week, which is planning. Those things are part of the plan.
Yep.
The stones were part of the plan. The remembrance is a part of the plan. The checking and the balancing of where I am now to where I am tomorrow, where I've been, it's a part of the plan. So don't run from those things. Work the plan, because a well-worked plan works well, right? So work the plan. Know that your kids are going to turn to be 20 years old. Look at them when they were 1, when they were 2, when they were 5, and say, my kids are progressing really well. right? Have the vision for what you want your children to be like and say, are we on track for that? Are they reading where they should? Are they acting this way in school? Whatever. You have a plan for parenthood. You should have a plan for how you manage your business, how you manage your marriage. And let me just touch on that for real quick. I know we got not too much time left, but a lot of folks, last week you talked about how marriages just kind of got divorces skyrocketed over COVID. And because people didn't have a plan, they just got married, said, I like you, but there was no plan. And there should be a plan. There should be a plan to say, listen, I want to have kids. I don't. Okay, well, let's work on that. Can we come to an agreement? How many kids? At what point in time in our life? Why are we having kids? For what reason? Just to have kids around? You know, or we're trying to have something that we're leaving this to. You know, it's all we're building. I want kids just to have something that I'm building and I leave to. I don't want to leave it to my cousin or brother. You know what I mean? I want my kids that I can raise up and teach them about what I had to go through. They seen me struggling and know what that's like to say, you know, hey, we earned this, right? So, but have a plan. And so, you know, if things get rough, if COVID hits again or something crazy happens again, you have a plan on how you guys endure that situation. What do we do that always brings us back to our roots? What do we do that always gets us back together? And just to give you a quick example, that person's birthday, I said was yesterday, we was at the party. And as a part of the celebration, they did a little, because they were 61, they did a little slideshow about the person. And then when the slideshow was over, we kind of had some food. And they went back and said, you don't know nothing about this. And they played this old Earth, Wind, and Fire song. And everybody knew the song. And, because it's part of history, you know. But it took them back to that point in time in their life when they was young and grooving and stuff. And it gave them a chance to reflect. And I happened to see them today. And I seen them in that same posture of reflecting. And so it's really good when we do that, when we give time for that. Like you said, self-reflection. That's got to be a key part of your plan. It's got to be a key part of your movement forward. You take a look. You don't get trapped in the mirror. You look at the mirror. Don't get trapped in that glass. You take a look and you keep it moving, right?
Man.
The outside world is much bigger than what's inside that mirror.
The rear view is nowhere near you.
It's nowhere near you.
Never let the fear steer you.
Yeah, don't let it fear you. We get it today.
Yeah,
busting rhymes,
dude. That's actually from the song too. Don't let the fear steer you. You know, the rear view is nowhere near you. The windshield is a more clear view. Never let the fear steer you. Spit the truth. I'm here to. And so make your plan work. Make your plan work by looking by where you're going. The rear view is nowhere near you, although you need to glance at it to see where you came from. You need to keep your eyes focused on where you're going, and that's how you make your plan work, Joshua.
That's it, man.
Okay?
Hey, listen, I look in the rear view only to see who's trying to catch me. Because I be going. I'm moving. I'm doing 89. No, I'm just playing. I'm trying to catch me.
Dang.
That's it. I'm looking at my competition. Like, they're getting close. I got to keep it moving. That's all I'm looking at. Okay, I'm looking at who's behind me, who I left behind. They're getting close. I got to make this move.
Good. Rocket, man.
Yes,
Rocket.
sir.
Well, this is, we're going to come back. We're going to drop some more nuggets. And while this summer break is off, while you guys are taking your time and you're enjoying these summer months, I want you to think about how you can, what seeds, you can start to cultivate within inside yourself. What are some action steps you can take, to start moving yourself forward? What are some things that you can actually do? A goal in life is to figure out what you need to do and then do it. Like, that's it. Like G.I. Joe said, what was the end at the end of every episode?
Yeah, knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
That's it.
That's half.
And showing up is the other half. That's it.
Showing up is the other half.
Show up, you've already won. Now all to do is just collect what's for you to collect.
That's it.
That's it.
Knowing half the battle and showing up's the other half. Now you're an American hero or any kind of hero. You can do it.
Listen, folks, we're gonna still be live on our social media, so check us out on Twitter. You can keep up with us on patreon.com/MindsetReadyGrow. Follow us on Instagram at MindsetReadyGrow, and you can catch us on Facebook, Mindset Ready Grow. We're still going to be live on our social channels. We're just going to take a break from this actual live show until the fall season comes. So make sure that you guys keep up with us. You can share any comments you have, any thoughts on things that you're going through to give us ideas for future shows, future episodes. And I think when we come back, we're going to do a little change up too, where we might start bringing some guests on and really kind of talk about some things that people are facing as an obstacle and how we can help them shift their mindset to grow. We have a lot of people that we interact with individually, folks that are life coaches, CEOs, business entrepreneurs, leaders in the community, pastors, you name it, people who are actually, have actually found some sort of success and had to overcome things. Listen to me, no success comes without some sort of strife. You're
Right.
never going to hit, like that picture he showed, you're never going to hit those diamonds unless you do a little digging, unless you put a little back effort into it. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some work, both internally. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to do some things out externally. When I started doing stocks and trading on options and things, the guy that was training me, and every trainer that I've connected with ever since then, they said, if you have any emotional baggage, it's going to come out in your trading. And when I heard that, I thought, well, what does that mean? Like, if I'm not good with money or something? I didn't really understand it, but anything, it was crazy. Anything, if you had issues with, like, trust issues, then you wouldn't trust yourself and you would make bad trades. And it was crazy how these things came out. But what they said was true. You had to get emotionally centered and you had to deal with some things first. They said, go back and deal with things you need to go see a therapist, whatever, because it's going to come out. You're going to lose money. And that's absolutely true. And it's amazing how that works. But, there's going to be some things that you have to go through inside. There's going to be some growth and some shift and some changing that's going to go on inside. And it starts with your mind, right? That's why we say mindset, ready, grow, so we can get your mind right. Then your heart will change, and then your gut feeling will change. And what you feel in your gut will always lead you in the right direction. You can trust that with your heart, and then your mind can have the foresight to be able to carry it out. Your mind is the tool that manipulates your whole space. It creates everything. The way you look, the way you dress is because the way your mind sees yourself. You can change up your look in the day because you felt like I have a different self-awareness, right? That's as easy as it could be. We change where we live. We change our city, states, whatever, because our mind creates something new. So remember that. Mindset, ready, grow. We'll be back in the fall. Rob, you got any last words?
No, man. Put a seed in the ground and it'll grow if you cultivate it.
There you go.
Put the seed in the ground and it'll grow if you cultivate it. The seed is called the cultivation.
It needs both sun and rain. Don't forget that everything that grows needs sun and rain. All right, we'll see you guys in the fall. Mindset, ready, grow. We're out. Keep up on our social media.